Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm so excited. I love these coffee chats, and I'm really liking this new time. We're getting a lot of new people, so welcome. If you've never tuned in with us before, I just thank you for getting on these calls each and every week, and I have thoroughly enjoyed them, and I learn something new every single call. For those of you who don't know me, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Caity. I am from Wantage, New Jersey, and I've been in the business now just about 2.5 years. I was introduced to the product by my mom, Kim Haber. She actually called me up, and she was really, really excited. And I remember I was at school, and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Mom, but it sounds really cool. We'll talk about it later. And I was very interested in the greens. I had a lot of digestive health issues, and to make a very long story short, I couldn't afford to buy the product with my full-time job, plus paying for school, plus working, full-time hours. I really wasn't looking for a business, but I was definitely interested in the product. So I thought, you know what, it's only an extra $40 to get started than it is to buy a box of wraps as a loyal customer. I might as well just pay the extra money and try it out and see how I do. And little did I know, I had a very long list of people who were interested before I started. I actually got a lot more reps than I thought I was going to, and I started my journey. And it's definitely been a huge blessing to us. We are getting married next October already. I can't believe it. And I was able to leave my full-time job, so I get to stay at home with my family, and I'm working on bringing my fiance home as well. And I never thought, at 24 years old that this would be my life. And I really honestly didn't think it was something that I could do. So I'm very, very grateful that my mom even thought of me. She didn't prejudge me not having a lot of time, especially with all that going on. And, life is definitely still very busy. I'm sure I'll talk about that later. But, that's pretty much my story. And, I love the product. I'm down at just about 60 pounds now from when I started, and I've been able to maintain that.
Good job.
Yeah, so it's been amazing for my health. It's been amazing for our finances, and I'm definitely very thankful. So one of the other things I love about It Works is the friendships, and I love my co-host that I still have yet to meet in person, but we're going to very soon.
Yes, we are. I promise.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. This is Catherine McDonald, and I am a diamond with It Works. I live in Michigan, and I was introduced to It Works officially 2 years ago by a high school basketball and volleyball teammate, Caity Dempsey. We spent a lot of time in the gym together, and we as normal people do, we didn't necessarily stay super connected right after high school. My husband was in the Navy, and so we got married pretty close out of high school, and we traveled around, and of course we didn't have Facebook and all of those ways to just stay connected. But about 5 years ago, Caity and I reconnected on Facebook, and just we're friends, just like the rest of us are. And what we do with our relationships when we reconnect with people, and you just kind of watch one another and comment here and there and that type of thing. But what's interesting is, everybody who is with It Works knows who Caity Dempsey is and knows that she was working her business, because that's what she does. But people have asked me more than once, how did you watch Caity Dempsey on Facebook for 3 years and not jump into this opportunity? And to be honest, because I wasn't really speaking the language of It Works when I was watching Caity. I was speaking the language of relationship and friendship, and so there were things that we discussed or would comment about our families. But I started to go through some health issues, and because of a disorder I have called MEN type 1, I was having some health issues, and having those issues made certain things start to pop out at me that maybe didn't pop out at me before. And one of those things was our fat fighter and the benefits that I saw of having a product like that because of some issues I have with my pancreas. And then because of lack of energy and a lack of an immune system, the greens really started to speak my language. And so I started watching those things. Well, I was working very part-time, but 4 jobs at the time that I contacted Caity, and one of those jobs was a direct sales business with another company. And I actually wanted to get out of that business because I was starting to just feel like, well, maybe this is just for a certain type of person, because I was being told I was doing well, but I wasn't really seeing the income come into our home the way we were hoping. And so starting to discuss kind of getting away from doing home-based business and getting a real job, quote unquote. And but I was watching Caity, seeing this information about these products, but then starting to then notice, oh, she just spent 6 weeks in Australia. Oh, like she's like her husband's home with her. Like, started noticing those things. So, I guess long story short, this is getting longer than normal for my intro. But but I think I want to share all this because sometimes we wonder why we don't feel like it's our time, and we're not sure why we're not connecting with people right away. And the idea is just keep doing what we do, because eventually we're going to be speaking their language. And I sat down with Caity. My husband and I sat down with her and her husband, and within an hour of lunch, we believed that these products were what I needed for my health, and really felt like they were something that other people would want and would get great results from. And so we signed up the next day before we even actually started using the products. And in the first 8 weeks I was on the products, I had lost 17 pounds, and in the last 2 years I've lost a total of 27, but have maintained that for almost that whole time. So I just think that that's awesome, after having 4 kids. And so we've had great results. And then on top of that, we've been building this business, and we are really focused on before too long, Joel being able to work the business full time with me also. So it's very exciting. I feel like we're in a very similar place as you and Dan when it comes to that part of our business.
Exactly. And I can't even imagine, because, to be honest with you, I really didn't see a place for myself right away. A lot of people, it's hard because you look at kind of like where me and Catherine are at, and that's pretty much like the first benchmark that people will go for. And I know for me, when I first saw the opportunity, I had like zero self-confidence in thinking that I could do something like this. I come from a family of, just like you, Catherine, like I was thinking like it takes a special kind of person to do a direct sales or home-based business. And my mom, I've watched her growing up in direct sales and be very, very successful at it. And I just thought, that's her thing. That's not my thing. I'm a retail girl. I've been working retail since I started working, and I'm good at it. I promoted quickly in it. I was like, I'm just destined to be a retail girl.
Yeah.
I really just didn't see this for myself. And the reason that I love our calls and the reason I love meeting all these new people that we bring on week to week, it's just because eventually you identify with someone. And I know that moment when it happened for me, I was so excited because I finally saw myself doing this. And it just like flipped the switch. I feel like once you believe that you can, it just gets in your heart and it gets in deep, and it happens naturally. And you have to keep going until that happens. So, I thought it was interesting too that the two of us got to lead a call, just the two of us this week. Normally we bring on a guest and we kind of like rush through our story and we bring on our guest and we just get to kind of chat. So this week I was thinking the two of us are in like crazy parts of the year. This is when a lot of people get busy. I know you have kids with sports and life happening.
Yeah.
But you're seeing great success in your business at the same time with how things are going. So I guess what I wanted to ask you was, what are you juggling right now that could be potentially maybe a distraction by other people, that they might think like, oh, well, she can't do it because X, Y, and Z is going on right now. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I love that question, Caity. Well, tonight's just an example. I had my son's football team here at my house, and I made homemade pizza for Noah's football team. He plays varsity football, and that's an area where we really want to be involved in our community and be involved with the kids that our kids spend time with. And, that's a little bit of a sacrifice, and that takes a lot of time to set time aside to be social outside of your It Works business, because I want to be focused on It Works, a lot. And it could be very easy to say, I can't work my It Works business today because I have a whole bunch of football players coming over and I need to be prepared for that. And and what it took for me today was just deciding that this morning I have been trying to talk with a salon owner about our products. And so this morning I got up and I had an appointment with in that salon, and so I went and spent the time there and came home and got a little bit done and made some phone calls and sent out some texts and connected with some people on my team, and then spent the time with the team here and the guys here. And while they were here, Joel and I went out on a walk to get our dog outside for a little bit. And while we were out, I blitzed a neighbor, somebody who has moved into our neighborhood recently that I hadn't gotten to know. I had actually never seen her before, but she was out walking her dog also. And so just started a friendly conversation of, hi, who are you? And that conversation turned into, this is what we do. This is, she was telling us, we asked what her and her husband did, and she was sharing that, and we shared what we do with It Works. And she was so interested, like right on the spot. And I'm going to have a wrap party here next Wednesday evening. I set that time aside because my kids generally are gone for a couple hours on Wednesday evening, so it's kind of a no distraction night. And so she's going to come over Wednesday and learn more about this crazy wrap. But just kids and sports, like you were saying, and and every day is different. My husband works 24-hour shifts when he works. So when he's gone, he's gone. I'm kind of a single mom for that time period. And so just, it would be very easy for me to say, well, on these days I cannot work. Well, no, you just make a 6 list. That's what we like to call it, a list of 6 things that you need to get done for your business that day. And you just plug them in between all those other appointments or activities or things that you got to do.
I love that. And I feel very similar. Like, Dan's hours are so odd. Like, he's upstairs working right now, and he works on the computer. And luckily, he works from home, which is really nice. But his office is in the city, which is about an hour and a half from us. Mm. And, if he does have to go in, which is rare, I know that they were asking him to. It's a lot. And he works overnights a lot of the time. So during the day when I'm up and about doing things, he's sleeping. And we're planning a wedding. And once you hit the 1 year mark with your wedding, you have like a million vendors that you have to book and get deposits in and get everything situated. And I know, it's easy to get distracted with that. On top of that, we just found out today, actually, that we're going to be moving in another place in like 3 weeks, not even a full month.
Oh, wow.
So on top of that, with the wedding and everything, but today was amazing. We found all this out. We started packing while we're running out, and we have to get boxes, right? So while we're out running to get boxes, there's people there that I can talk to. I wear my It Works shirt everywhere I go. All the vendors that I talk to all know that I'm a wrap girl, and it's great because they talk to other brides and they talk to other people. So I always bring my business to my wedding planning. Yeah. My venue knows what I do. My photographers know what we do. and it's just more people that I'm connecting with, and you never know who's in their network that they know. So really, as long as you're around people, even if you're busy and you work in an office by yourself, I know Dan is a perfect example of that because he works in our office at home by himself, but there's a whole network of people that are working with him online that he can talk to. We just sent greens out to somebody in Portland, Oregon that he works with at another location that they have out there. So, I mean, it's amazing if you really dig deep of who you know. It's a lot more people than you think you do. And as long as you're generally around people, the more you get your name out there, especially at this time of the year, man, oh man, you're setting yourself up because all that compounds into something amazing. And it's easy to say, like, oh my gosh, I have all these things going on. I just have to shut down and, like, not work my business, which is the great part about residual income. You can do that and your paycheck does still come after a certain point. But when you're building your business, and especially in the beginning, it's so easy because you can literally just talk to people wherever you are, even if it's just social media. So
yeah, it's true. And what you were saying about just if you're going to be around people, you know, we've talked on this call before about tips of what you can just do to build your business just in your normal routine. And, you know, one of those things is drink your greens in public. You know, people are always, if you have a clear bottle and you have greens in it, people are going to be like, what are you drinking? Like, it's just going to happen. Mm-hmm. And having your, you know, It Works shirt on. And I kind of found it funny one time, one of the girls had posted that her and her family were going on an outing, and she always wears her It Works shirt, and her husband, just to kind of pick on her actually, came out wearing his, whatever the businesses that he works for, his corporate job. He had a corporate T-shirt on. He comes out, he's like, well, I guess if you're representing your business, I'm going to represent what I do, you know, type of thing, laughing. And I'm like, we kind of think, oh, maybe I shouldn't wear my It Works shirt everywhere. Well, why not? Like, you see people working, you know, normal 9-to-5 jobs who are wearing a polo shirt with the logo of their company, or, you know, carrying a water bottle with the logo of their company. That is just typical. That is just smart marketing. And so we should not shy away from having that on anywhere we go, and knowing that It Works is starting to get recognition. And we are not a household name yet. We're not even close to it. But people are starting to see it maybe through social media or different things. They're starting to see the logo or the words It Works. And they're going to start asking you. And if you don't have your gear on, they're just going to ask somebody else. So
exactly. And that actually happened to me. It was last night. I also do a Bible study once a week on top of going to church on Sundays. And I was on my way to my Bible study, and there's a mall, just a regular shopping mall right up there. So I took a laminated Blitz card, which is our business card, and I wear it around my neck on just like a regular sparkly lanyard. And I ran in real quick to go and talk to people, and someone actually grabbed my card that was working at the mall, grabbed my card on my, like, neck, and was like, what is that? I see it all over Instagram. What is it? And I've been just looking for somebody that has it that I can talk to. And I sat with her for a while, and she hates her dog. She's looking for something to do additionally. She was busy with school just like I was, and we had a great conversation, but I literally didn't have to do anything but wear it around my neck. It was amazing. Yeah. So, you know, especially if you're a little shy and you feel like you're pushy, like, people come to you, and I think that that's the coolest part. I used to be so scared to go out and hand out my cards to people. I felt like I was bothering them. In fact, I think the first time I handed my card to someone, I cried about it on the way home because I was scared. I have green fingernails sometimes, and people will say, oh, I love your nails. I'm like, oh, I got them to match my card. Like, what do you think? And I was classic for handing my card to somebody at the store and being like, do you have anything in this color? Oh, and you can keep that coupon because I'm new. You know?
That's awesome.
You literally can take it anywhere you go. And when I first started, I needed to do that because I was working 40-plus hours a week, would get calls when I wasn't there, and on top of it was taking quite a few classes. I was going to school full-time, so I was around a lot of people. And the minute I left my full-time job, I was almost kind of scared because I'm like, oh, man, I'm not going to be around as many people. And especially when I was done with school, I was like, oh, no, I really have to try to go out and see and touch people. But you find a way. And I just, I love the flexibility that this brings, especially right now around the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. And whatever your lifestyle looks like, whatever your family schedule looks like, there's always a way. And because of this one team, one mission attitude that we have as a company, if you feel like you're just not sure what direction to go, connect with your sponsor and ask them to put out a message in a group and say, hey, is there anybody who is in this life situation? We just saw that tonight, Caity, where somebody put that out saying, I have somebody who, has this life situation and they're trying to figure out how to grow their business. Can anybody be an encouragement to them? And there's people all over this company who are going to have something similar that you have going on and could just chat with you and say, hey, this is what I've done to be successful. And that's the other thing that I love about It Works is that we do have people we can reach out to. And, we have different things going on in different groups of task challenges. And it's not this that the tasks are being put out, and this is what I love about the group that Caity, you and I are both a part of right now, is if maybe we aren't staying on top of it the way we should, people care enough about how well we're doing in our business that they're saying, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm noticing that you haven't, I haven't heard your voice in a while. I haven't seen you post in a while. What is going on? And so there's so much encouragement, so many tools that are provided for us to be successful. It really comes down to a choice of, do you want it bad enough to find those tools?
Exactly. One of the things that I saw in One Team, One Mission that I just, it stuck with me so much is I went to a One Team, One Mission with Evan and Rachel Newkirk. They're top earners in the company. They're a young couple like me and Dan, so I really relate to them. And they put up a piece of paper that said success on the other side of the room. And they told us all that we had to get to the other side of the room, but we couldn't walk, we couldn't run, and there was a line of people waiting to go up and walk across the room. But we had to go one at a time, and we couldn't do it the same way that somebody else did it. And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, why is he making them do that? They're, hopping, they're army crawling, they're doing tumble assaults, doing cartwheels to go to the other side.
I love that.
And I thought that was so interesting because how many times do you get on a call like this or you listen to a training, and there's plenty of books out there that you can read up on how to do network marketing and things like that. But really at the end of the day, what it comes down to is it doesn't matter how you get there. You don't have to get there at the same speed as somebody else or the same exact way. If somebody else is sprinting, you can army crawl and you'll still get there. And the point is that everybody still got there. They didn't all go at the same time. Some people went after other people. Some people did it completely different. But you do it what's true to you and what's true to your personality. And that's the amazing part is you develop your skill of who you are, and it fits with literally anybody. It's amazing.
Yes, and the beauty of It Works is that we're new enough and we're young enough of a company, or we're old enough to be established and to have built a good foundation, but we're new enough that there's so much more room to grow, and so people can grow and develop in the way that is best for them and still find success. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And just, the timing right now, if you're a guest on this call and you have not joined the company yet, you are in, I know that every season there's a good reason to get into business, but right now is the best time to get in because you're going to get in, you're going to get yourself a little established, you're going to start off on a great foot right before the holidays, and then we have our annual conference in January, and man, oh man, if you can get there, you should be there. Actually, not if you can get there,
Yeah.
They announce the biggest promotions of the year and the biggest announcements of the year in January. So if you get in right now, you actually have the perfect setup to really take advantage of whatever it is that they put out there in January, and also you have yourself all kind of figured out at that point. So, man, it's amazing.
It is, and right now, and I know I was thinking about that, and as I was talking to somebody the other day about our good bonus, which is our get out of debt bonus, and for somebody new who joins the company, right now has 3 full calendar months to try and work towards a $10,000 get out of debt bonus. And the idea that if they signed up today, would have all of November, all of December, and all of January to earn that bonus. And then on top of that, the new promotions will come out in January. I'm like, can you imagine if somebody put their mind to building their business for the next 3 months and then had themselves set up for whatever those promotions are in January?
Oh my goodness, your life could look drastically different than what it looks like right now.
Yes, I know. It's very exciting.
So I guess we should probably tell them how to get started.
I think so. Go for it.
All right. So it's pretty simple. We have a really simple steps to success outline of how we grow our business month to month. So from the time you get in to forever, 2.5 years later, that's not forever, but it's always run the same way from these 3 steps. So the first step is pretty simple. It's just joining the party. You join for $99 right now. There are some booster options that you can boost your kit depending on how many people you think you might be wrapping in your first 30 days. You can get back with the person that invited you for specifics on those. There's one that's only available on sign-ups. You want to make sure that you take advantage of those. And you're going to need product. People like to try it before they buy it for sure. And we set up an 80 BV auto shipment. Basically, just like any traditional business, we have an overhead of $80 to $100 a month, and I just get wraps. That doesn't come till next month, which is fabulous, and you can go ahead and order more wraps to grow your business. And they say that he or she who wraps the most people wins. So we like to wrap people at least, as often as we possibly can. So that is the first step. It's pretty simple. So after you join, you would just set up that auto ship. It will come the following month. And then you're good to go. You don't have a minimum amount in sales, which I love. And you can literally will your business to your family, even for generations to come, even after you're gone, which is amazing. Step 2 is gathering 4 loyal customers. And our loyal customer program is genius. I've never seen a company who treats their customers with as much respect as It-Works does. They give them 10% back in all their orders, which I think is amazing. And the value in that for me was huge, that I could offer my friends and family the same discount I got without having to be a distributor. So you just have to gather 4 of those. The company gives you a product credit that you can use to get more wraps, and you can run your business debt-free that way. Or you can go ahead and try the products for yourself. I know for me, I wanted to be a walking billboard testimony for It-Works products. And I wanted to try as many products as I could to let people know how they made me feel. So that's what I did. You can customize that however you want. You're also going to get discounted boxes of wraps by getting a couple customers, which is really exciting. And the third step is simply just getting a few people that you know that need extra money, especially right now with the holidays. You would get 3 team members that you can really bless with this opportunity. And for me, I just thought of who my friends were that needed some extra cash, and we all just jumped in together. And what better way to start off your Christmas? So if you get 3 of those, the company believes in this 3-step system so much that they actually guarantee you a minimum income of $500 in your first 60 days, which is huge. If for whatever reason maybe you have someone that orders a cheaper product and you didn't make that in your first 60 days, they make up the difference. And that is just commission. There are so many ways that we get paid. I'm not going to go into all of them, but it is a great, great opportunity to make some extra income. And I know that most people can avoid foreclosure on their home by just an extra $300 to $500 a month. And that you can do just by completing those 3 steps. And then you would just repeat that as often as you can to bring in 4 new customers, 3 new distributors, get a couple boxes of wraps, and you're on your way. That's it. And also right now, on top of that good bonus that we were talking about earlier, if that wasn't good enough, just by going ahead and gathering your first couple customers, your first couple business partners, the company gives you an entry in a 2 good raffle bonus, and they're going to wipe out, again, for the 3rd time, 20 people's debt up to $20,000. Who wouldn't want that?
Amazing.
Get those credit cards cleaned off before the holidays. Pay cash for Christmas. That blows my mind. And story after story, today I listened to a call of people who got it last month that just had 1 entry. They gathered 1 customer and 1 team member, and they got their debt paid off, which is crazy to me. Like, can you do that at your job? Can you go in and say, I would love to refer 1 person to get an employee discount, and I would love to refer someone to work for the company, and I'd love a $20,000 bonus. Like, no, nobody does that. So definitely take advantage of this. This is the last month that they're going to be doing it. So you want to make sure that you get in now. You have plenty of time to get yourself started, get yourself set up.
Yeah.
And you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So you have a ton of help. We'll totally help you do that. You've got really great people. So get back to the person that invited you, because we all work together, no matter where we are. Catherine and I have been working together for a few months now, and we don't benefit financially from each other at all.
No, we just get to have a good time.
I guess, Catherine, if you were talking to somebody that's a guest tonight and they're on the fence, they're not sure, they're scared, what's something that you would say to them?
Well, first of all, I would say 2 years ago when we got into this business, we were looking into getting out of this type of business, but what we didn't realize was there was such a huge difference between direct sales and network marketing. And this is the type of business where you plant seeds for a while, but they're going to grow, and when they grow, it's going to be huge. So, this is I like to say this is not a get-rich-quick business, but at the same time, the money that's being made in this industry really is get-rich-quick when you compare it to 40 years of working in a 9-to-5 job. And in just a matter of a couple of years, it could completely change your family's life. And I tell people, give this a year to really get it under your belt and feel, the confidence in what you're doing and in the products, and start building a solid foundation for yourself and your family. But give it 5 years to change your family's life. Because anybody who is sticking with this company for 5 years is living a debt-free life, is building a financial legacy for their family's future. And so when you're talking to the person who brought you to this call, don't be short-sighted and be thinking, well, I'm going to give this a couple months try. This is a life change, and life change takes some time, but it will totally be worth it.
Exactly. And, one of the things that's been on my heart to share, and I don't know why, but I'm going to say it. The other day I was reading a story in the Bible, and it was about this man who was sick, and he couldn't walk, and he was paralyzed. He needed healing, and he couldn't get into the temple where Jesus was speaking and everything, and he couldn't get there just by walking in because he couldn't walk. So they had a couple friends that, drilled a hole in the ceiling of this church to, have him come down, and he was healed. He was able to walk out of that place, which is crazy. But I think, for practical use of how that can be applied to this, what's paralyzing you right now? What's the reason that you can't just pick this up and walk? What's the reason that's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of not having enough? Is it fear of not being worthy of something like this? Because I will tell you, there are very few times in life that you get something like this that crosses your path, and you just got to pick it up and walk. You got to do it. And, I don't believe in chance. I believe that every person is on this call for a reason. And whatever's holding you back from doing this, get rid of it, because it's not true. And, I wish that I would have thought that right in the beginning of my business. I wish that I wouldn't have been afraid, but you know what? God has a perfect plan for everything. He works it out for good. And you're here for a reason. You need to do this. So I don't know why I just felt like I needed to share that. And I'm so excited for you guys. I'm really excited for this next quarter, the end of the year through the beginning of next year. I know it's just going to be completely legendary, and I'm so blessed to be a part of it, and I just love this call.
Yeah.
So get back with the person that invited you and
Absolutely.
Go ahead and get all your questions answered and get started. You ready, Catherine?
Yes, and since this starts with one and we are finishing up starts with one, I encourage you, if you are already in this business, find a couple of business partners, whether you are on this exact same team or your sidelines. Go out blitzing with them. And Caity, I learned this from you. And, find a location where you're going to wrap. Go around, invite people immediately to come, get a wrap on them. Do this before the end of the month. Because the ratio when I signed up was if you wrapped 8 people, 7 of them were going to join your business either as a customer or as a distributor. Can you imagine if you went out in the next week and put a wrap on 8 people, how that could change the face of your business, let alone the face of your family if you get your name drawn, and that starts with one bonus.
Exactly. So go and get started, get to work. And we're here every Thursday night at 9 p.m. So if you have a story to share, we would love to hear your story. Feel free to reach out to Catherine and I. We're always looking for new guests. And I just thank you, everyone, for getting on the call and all your kind words. And I'm ready to go rock this out.
Go do it. We'll see you all here again next Thursday.
All right. Thanks, Catherine. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.